Oh my god, you guys, welcome to my channel. Sorry. Okay, so hi, my name is Kaylee Jo, and I make content all about my experiences as a middle and high school theater teacher. And a few months ago, I made a video reviewing the differences between Mean Girls the Musical and Mean Girls Junior the Musical. And I got a lot of comments requesting that I do the exact same for Legally Blonde the Musical and its junior counterpart. So here we go. First of all, for those of you that are unfamiliar, a full-length Broadway title is usually going to run around 2 to 2.5 hours long, and a junior title is specifically designed for performers under the age of 18. Usually these titles are much shorter, usually a little over an hour in length, and things are made more appropriate and less difficult from a technical standpoint, like vocals and things like that. The Legally Blonde musical opened in 2007 to 7 Tony Award nominations and overall mixed reviews from audiences. It is based on the 2001 romantic comedy novel by Amanda Brown and the subsequent movie starring Reese Witherspoon. Legally Blonde follows the story of Elle Woods, a spoiled sorority girl who goes to Harvard Law School to chase after her ex-boyfriend, Warner, in an attempt to impress him.
Warner? I totally forgot you go here.
During her journey, Elle finds a lot of people who don't support her.
Maybe there's like a sorority you could like join instead, like.
But those that do become her truest and closest friends throughout the process.
I have new representation.
Who?
Alright, so I do have some notes I'm going to be referencing throughout this video. And to start out with, I want to talk about the pros of this show, the things that I absolutely love that would potentially make me choose this for my own students. Number one, great opportunities to showcase female actors. And in general, there are a lot of featured roles in this show, a lot of little opportunities to give performers a chance to have a line or a little solo featured section in a song. So I really enjoy that about this show. Also, there's title and name recognition. Whenever you say Legally Blonde, a lot of people have something that pops into their head, which could make it a really great ticket seller. Alright, so let's talk about the changes. Obviously, if you're going to take a show that's 2 to 2.5 hours long and cut it down to only an hour, then you're gonna have a lot of changes. So I'm not going to go over every single change, but I'm gonna kind of give you a highlight reel of the most important ones. From the beginning, Oh My God, You Guys is still the opening number. I know a lot of people have asked that, and yes, Oh My God, You Guys is still in the show, and no, they do not change it to Oh My Gosh, You Guys, which, by the way, legally you cannot do. I didn't want to step up on a soapbox like this early in the video, but here we go. Friends, you cannot change lines or lyrics in a script without permission from the publisher. And I've actually talked to some other theater teachers who have asked MTI, the publisher, if they can change Oh My God, You Guys to Oh My Gosh, You Guys, and it was a pretty vehement no. So do not apply for the show and plan to do it with intentions of changing those lyrics, because it is called copyright infringement. You cannot do it, you should not do it. Either say Oh My God, You Guys or don't do this show. Okay? There's my piece about it. So anyway, moving on.
Ms. Woods, you just won your case.
Alright, so there were some lines removed during the proposal scene. I'm going to go ahead and flash up a picture on the screen of those exact lines and what was removed. The highlighted section is what was taken out. Also, the conversation between Elle and her parents, where she tells them that she's going to go to Harvard Law School, that is all taken out as well. They also shortened Elle's personal essay, which is whenever she applies to Harvard, and rather than attaching a paper personal essay, she actually bursts through the door with all of her sorority sisters in tow and, you know, does this really flashy dance number as a personal essay instead. But that was shortened quite a bit for the junior version. Alright, whenever we are introducing the other Harvard students like Aaron and Enid, rather than that being a song, which is titled The Harvard Variations, that is cut and all of those introductions are just spoken verbally instead. Moving on, Blood in the Water is cut, which is a song all about Professor Callahan and like why he is such a tough professor and why the career of law is so difficult to begin with. So Blood in the Water is cut. Next up, we get to meet Paulette at the hair salon, and she sings her song Ireland, which is still in the junior version, but the Ireland reprise is cut from the show. So that one did not make it in.
The Irish fear nothing and no one. They keep fighting till everyone's dead.
After the hair salon scene, Vivian, Warner's girlfriend, invites Elle to a party that night and tells her that it is a costume party.
Definitely come. It's a costume party.
It is not a costume party. And so Elle shows up dressed as a bunny rabbit.
Hey, stranger.
The script does not imply exactly how that bunny looks. It just says bunny, but traditionally it's kind of like a Playboy bunny outfit. So that bit is still in there, but nobody says that you have to make your bunny costume, you know, as provocative as the one in the full version. But the bunny portion is still in there. At the end of the party, usually there's this song. It's the reprise to Sirius, which is the proposal song at the beginning of the show. So the reprise of Sirius is cut. This is a song where Elle and Warner kind of talk about their time at UCLA, and Warner tells Elle that there is no possible way that she is going to get the Callahan internship. So that song is cut from the junior version, and instead we jump straight from the party into Chip on My Shoulder, which is where Elle runs into Emmett after the party, and he kind of talks about, like, we learn more about his character and his background and why he's here at Harvard Law School, and he also tries to kind of instill like faith in Elle and, you know, encourage her and let her know that she can really do this. So after Chip on My Shoulder, which is where Elle and Warner kind of become really close friends, we're back in Callahan's class, and Elle and Warner are arguing about this case, kind of with, you know, in the context of the class and like a lesson that has been taught. In the full version, that case that they're arguing about is all about a sperm donor, and there's a lot of key phrases in that conversation that would not be appropriate for a junior version.
Why now? Why this sperm?
I see your point.
So they changed the argument over that case to a case about a birthday party where princesses were promised to appear, but instead it was only pirates or something similar to that. So very, very different than the sperm donor conversation that happened in the full-length version. So that change took place. After that conversation, Callahan announces the murder trial that he is a part of, and also talks about how he is going to give those 4 or 5 internship spots away, and this is whenever Elle sings the song So Much Better about whether or not she thinks she's going to see her name on that list, and surprise, she does. So this is just like the full-length version as well.
Whoa! You said my name up on that list.
Generally, in the full-length version, So Much Better would be the end of Act 1, but in the junior version, we just move along and go straight into Scene 10. So Scene 10 is where we meet Brooke Wyndham.
Hi, I'm Brooke Wyndham!
Which is the woman who has hired Callahan and his team to defend her in this murder trial where she has been accused of murdering her husband. Scene 10 has the song Whipped into Shape, which was kept from the full version to the junior version. I will say that they kept the lines about Brooke's dead husband's blood being on her hands and how Callahan is her only chance or she will get the chair, referring to the electric chair. So there's some pretty dicey stuff there in that song.
And found Brooke all covered in his blood.
The next song that is cut is Take It Like a Man, which is this song where Elle takes Emmett to a department store and they go shopping after Elle refuses to tell Emmett Brooke's alibi, which Brooke will only tell to Elle because they are both Delta Nu sorority sisters and Brooke trusts her. So Take It Like a Man is cut. And then following that, Elle goes to see Paulette at the salon and she gets her nails done. And this is the infamous, iconic bend and snap scene.
I think I dropped something on the floor that I need to pick up. So you bend and snap.
And it was not cut from the junior version, which really surprised me if we're gonna be honest, but it's you know, a really iconic part of the story, so it is still in there. There are some changes to the lyrics. So for example, the line, "Look at my,"
Look at my ass, look at my thighs. I'm catnip to the guys. They chase my tail, they drool and pant.
Wanna touch this, but they can't.
is changed to "Look at my abs." And then, let's see, "The more you jump around and scream, the sexier you seem" is changed to "The more you jump around and scream, the more confident you seem." So there are some minor changes, but the general idea of bend and snap is definitely still there in the junior version. So that was surprising to me. At the end of the song, Kyle, which is the delivery guy, his nose is broken because Paulette bends and snaps right into his face. You know, very appealing. And so that happens in the movie as well as the full version, and they kept it for the junior version as well. Next we move to the courtroom scene where the song "Gay or European" is also cut. This is all about Brooke and her husband's pool boy who claims that he was Brooke's lover. Which Brooke says is not true. So this is while like the pool boy's on trial. So "Gay or European" is cut, as well as that whole scene with the pool boy. Like the pool boy isn't even in the junior version, and that's like 10 pages of the original script that's completely cut out. So they took that out. All right, and then we move on to the Callahan's office scene. They did keep this scene in the junior version, and that is where Callahan tries to kiss Elle and she refuses. And then Elle learns that, you know, she feels like Callahan only ever gave her a chance because he was attracted to her and he wanted something from her.
Trust your instincts.
So they kept that in the junior version, which was surprising to me. After that moment, everything is exactly the same as the full-length version. They might have omitted a few lines or a few words, but overall everything is the same between the junior and the full version from the Callahan kiss on. So my camera just died, and it's past 10 o'clock at night on a school night. I have to get up and teach tomorrow.
I'm sorry, I just hallucinated. What did you say?
Finish up this way just for the sake of your girl getting a little bit of sleep tonight. So really all I have left to say is, would you do this show? If you were a middle or high school theater teacher and Legally Blonde Junior came across your desk, would you do it? Why or why not? Me personally, that's a strong maybe. So with the appropriate conversations in place, I wouldn't be opposed to doing Legally Blonde Junior with high school students. I think they can handle that, especially whenever you frame it with the correct conversations beforehand. But for the most part, you don't actually do junior shows with high schoolers. At least that has been my experience. So junior shows are meant, according to MTI's website, for ages 18 and younger. But in my personal experience, you still do full-length musicals with high schools, and you do junior shows with more of your junior high or middle schools. So I would do the junior version with high schoolers without a lot of pause, honestly. But would I do it with middle schoolers? I currently teach grades 6 through 8. I don't know. It would depend on my community, my admin, my students, their parents, and just kind of, there's a lot of factors there. I don't know if I would feel super comfortable with it, chiefly because of the Callahan kiss scene. Like I said before, that one just doesn't sit super well with me for middle school. And Bend and Snap is another one. I don't feel like they changed enough of that song, or just the context surrounding that song just isn't super appropriate. Like I said, the youngest I teach is 6th graders, and there's something about having a 6th grader do any kind of bending and snapping that makes me terribly uncomfortable. But that's just me. So anywho, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go check out my video about Mean Girls Junior and let me know what you think over there. So thank you so much for visiting my channel. If you enjoy theater or theater education content, please like and subscribe for more. And as always, break a leg.